today. From SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California, this is the National Football League. We'll see Jared Goff and the Los Angeles Rams taking on Daniel Jones and the New York Giants.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Today we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the New York Giants and the Los Angeles Rams. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. This will make it into the end zone. And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. The Rams ready to take over on offense, and they will do so behind the first overall pick in the 2016 draft. Now he's in season number 5 out of Cal. It's Jared Goff.
Well, it's not unusual for a team to have a little bit of a letdown after appearing in the Super Bowl. And the Rams had that Super Bowl letdown after their loss in Super Bowl 53 to New England. But it might surprise people that quarterback Jared Goff still finished 3rd in the NFL in passing yards at better than 4,600. They just want to see him cut down on the number of interceptions he threw last year, and they think the Rams can elevate their offense yet again.
On first down, it's Goff. He's got the rookie from Florida. That's Van Jefferson with it. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. A good safe pass there right off the bat.
That's almost a rhythm play. That's what we like to call it. Get them into rhythm early, something safe, something they're confident about, something they feel good. And once that's completed, then you just keep moving from there because the confidence elevates.
Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete. An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. They'll run for the first time here with Brown. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. Defense had a chance to get off the field here in the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important 3rd down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They go right back to the ground here, and Brown. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run. But for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. He was looking for Cooper Kupp there, and that'll make it 3rd down.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the tuck rule that they can fall back on anymore.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. The tackle's made at the Giants' 33. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. So the drive takes them into Giants territory now. 1st and 10, down at the 33. Shotgun handoff to Brown here. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Snap will come from the 31 on 2nd and 7. Goff throwing complete to Kupp, and they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 16. 15 yards on the play, 1st down.
Cooper Kupp had a big season in 2019. Also saw the emergence of tight end Tyler Higbee for the Rams. He really jumped up his game about the last month of the season, but when it came time to ring the bell and get into the end zone, the Rams still looked towards Kupp. 10 touchdowns in 2019, runs his routes with great precision and intelligence.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Goff. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. So the pass goes out of bounds, but he was not outside of the tackle box when he threw that. He's got to be careful.
You and I both know if it's even close, they're going to give it to the quarterback. They don't want to throw that flag unnecessarily. So if you're just in the area, you're going to be okay.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. That's complete right around the 8. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
I think a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry, ball gets tipped in the air, because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense.
So 2 third down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a 3rd, and now they deal with 4th down. Credit the Giants defense that time in pass coverage. 4th down. And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. They'll try and run for it with Brown. And he's going to take this one in for the Rams touchdown. A 6-yard touchdown run. And the Rams take it right down and score on the opening drive. CD, that call, it took some guts. It's not like they were at the 1-yard line. They had some distance to go.
They certainly did, and, you know, a lot of people might say that's fly by the seat of your pants type of coaching, but it's also sending a message out there. We're going to be unpredictable. You can't prepare for anything with us. You never know which way we're going to go. We zig, you zag.
And now some serious opening drive momentum. It's up, it's good, and the Rams take a 7-0 lead. So that drive, 12 plays in length. And it was Malcolm Brown who ended it with a touchdown run. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. The Giants go to work on offense for the first time, and it's Daniel Jones leading the way, the number 6 pick in the 2019 draft.
A little bit of broken record time, partner, because we know that this young man, Daniel Jones, was a surprise pick at number 6 overall. But I thought that he got better and better as the year went on in his rookie year. A lot of trial by fire. Needs to protect the football better while in the pocket. But when he's at his best, he can throw it and run it. And he's an ascending quarterback. 24 touchdown passes as a rookie.
Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. A first carry for the Clemson man, Wayne Gallman. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24.
Another big play there by Aaron Donald, the NFL's Defensive Player of the Year in 2017 and 18. We know he can rush the passer. He's also dominant in the run game. The quickness for a man his size often defeats the offensive lineman trying to block him.
The Rams calling on their nickel set here defensively for 3rd down. From the gun, Jones. Buying time to his left. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down. Fourth down, so on is the punter, Riley Dixon. Oh, it's a wobbler here. This is fielded at the 27. Officially, that'll be marked down as just a 28-yard punt. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And certainly they'll be hoping to hit pay dirt like they did on the last drive. Got the football back, so a chance to go up 2 scores.
And they haven't been tentative at all in this ball game because sometimes you start a game with your script to try and...
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by James Bradbury. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
That interception reminds me that we're seeing a little bit of an alarming trend for Jared Goff because in his career, he's gone from throwing 7 to 12 to 16 interceptions in his 3 full years as a starter. So it suggests that he's willing to take more risks downfield, but he has to be careful not to be too loose with the football.
Giants offense coming back out here to set up shop, and it gives us a chance to talk about their start to the season. 0-2 and coming off a 4-12 season in 2019. But the big news coming out of this loss to Chicago in week 2 was obviously the loss of Saquon Barkley, gone for the year with that knee injury. Charles, where do the Giants go from here?
They've got to figure out ways to try and move the ball with an offensive line that's struggling. Remember, they're starting a rookie left tackle. A right tackle hasn't had a ton of starts in the NFL. A center who's a converted offensive tackle who's an undrafted free agent. And they're trying to find their way. Now, what do? No Saquon Barkley. Sterling Shepard got hurt in the game against Chicago, one of their reliable targets at receiver. So they got to figure a way to maneuver the ball, get it to different people, find some space. That's going to be a tough call for their offensive coordinator. but they've got to get it done because look what they've got coming up. 49ers at home will have injury problems of their own. That'll be a very interesting matchup. And then they go to the Rams and then go to visit Dallas. This is a tough schedule for this team, but one thing I do like, they've got a lot of grit. They were down 17-0, Brandon, and came all the way back and had a chance to win the game on the last play. Their GM in preseason said this will be a team of fighting Joe Judges, their head coach, and I think that team's taken on this personality.
Jones now on 1st and 10. Flushed out right. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
8 yards to go on 2nd down. Now Jones. Open target here, Darius Slayton. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. They show run with 3 tight ends here on 1st down. Now a handoff. It's Freeman. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Jones. It's complete to Golden Tate. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 27-yard line. 11 yards there, 1st down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good, and it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice 1st down. Drive keeps moving.
Micah Kiser was in on the tackle.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Second and 8 coming up. A handoff, Devontae Freeman. And some nice running, going to get him down close to a 1st down at the Rams 16. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. A much different second drive here, Charles. They go 3 and out the first time. This time they've been able to sustain something downfield.
And that's what often happens. You get the game started. You know, you have to get your footing underneath you. You have to get used to the flow of the game, the speed of the game. And sometimes that first drive is more of a probing drive. It appears they found something here in the second one.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. They run. Devontae Freeman. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Someone's looking fresh, and this O-line is definitely licking their chops. Everyone likes to run block. If you're an offensive lineman, nice early burst, nice gain too.
Ball on the 8, 2nd and 2. Operating from the gun, Jones toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Brandon, some of those windows to throw the football that exist when you're between the 20s, they don't exist when you're this close to the goal line. But as a former DB, I liked it closer to the goal line. Tighter windows made it easier to cover people, actually.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. From the gun, Jones. The LA defense up to snuff in coverage there. Pushes this to 4th down.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
Matt LaFleur, some confidence in his offense. His guys going here on 4th down. Now it's Penny. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. They opt to go for it, and they get it. 1st and goal after a pickup of 5. Surprised at all that they went with a fullback there?
Not at all, because it harkened back to the days where we watched these games almost in black and white, right? The stocky guy, the strong guy, the powerful guy with leg drive. Give him the football, and even if the blocking isn't perfect, he has the ability to scatter bodies and move people enough to pick up 1st downs. That's what we just saw right there.
Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky. 2nd and goal, and the lone man in the backfield is Freeman. Throwing, Jones. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it.
They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big 3rd down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
The ball mere inches from the white line on 3rd and goal. Looking to throw. Jones. And Ingram's got it. Touchdown, Giants. A 3-yard touchdown pass. And the Giants are an extra point away from tying up this football game. No surprise there. 3rd and goal down here. That's where they're going to look for their tight end.
Yeah, you want that big guy running his routes because it doesn't matter who they cover him with. If it's another big guy, he might use his bulk against him. If it's a shorter defender, might go over the top. Either way, you tend to find a little bit of a mismatch in that area.
And a pause in the action because the booth, they see something that they want to take another peek at to find out if this was a touchdown or not. Graham Gano on for the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. Getting set to go again here on offense. Jared Goff trots back onto the field. And he'll need to find a way to shrug off the opening drive, if you can even call it a drive. One play and an interception, so he's got to forget that.
I know that in today's football, we have a good number of coaches who don't look at time of possession the way that the old school guys did. but there's still a place for it. And I think that on this drive, after having thrown that interception, they're going to want to eat up a little bit more clock and run some offense and give their defense a little bit of a break.
Goff will lead the Rams up here 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. And he'll drop here to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on 1st down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're either throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away, throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down.
After watching him drop that slant, I can hear my old coach's voice ringing in my ears right now. You can't run with the ball until you catch it. Trying to get those rack yards before he secured it.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Goff. Out of the backfield, he's got Malcolm Brown. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the 1st at the 32. They'll get 11, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. 7-7, our score after 1. So the Rams call on Johnny Hecker here to punt it away on 4th down. Jabril Peppers is deep for the Giants. .47 yards on the punt that time, just 1 yard on the return. And it'll be Giant football 1st and 10. Back on offense, New York gets set to take over. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown. Now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Throwing to start the drive. Jones. And down he goes on the pressure from the Rams defense. Marching in for the sack, Michael Brockers.
Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big, but sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
Typically a blitz, and even though people think that the screen operates against the blitz, if you have the blitz called and you still cover the screen, now that allows your blitzers to get there.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. And he's going to be brought down back at his own 6-yard line. Michael Brockers picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
So, Brandon, we've sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Now Jones throwing on 3rd and long. And he hits the running back, Dion Lewis. And he's brought down, but not before a really nice stiff arm to create a little space.
Well, that's certainly playing down and distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
Here's Riley Dixon now, standing just outside his own goal line. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10.
Well, let's talk about, Charles, the Rams' start to the season before this next drive gets going. They're 2-0, had the opening week win against the Cowboys Sunday night, followed it up with a strong win against Philadelphia, and that was a matchup of the number 1 and number 2 picks of the 2015 draft, and Jared Goff got the upper hand on Carson Wentz, throwing 3 touchdown passes, all to Tyler Higbee.
Yeah, and he looked really, really good. I mean, for all the issues that Jared Goff went through last year, I feel like a number of them have been corrected this year, and the Rams have made an adjustment. And Tyler Higbee, their tight end, he started to emerge about the last month of last season, and he's just continued with that hot streak. He's one of the better tight ends in the league now. So when you look at this Rams team, plenty of turnovers in Super Bowl 53, but it looks like this team's starting to gel right now. Big road win in Philadelphia. Now they've got 3 of their next 4 away from home in L.A. They go to Buffalo and take on the 2-0 Bills. What a matchup that's going to be. Jared Goff and Josh Allen, the quarterback of the Bills.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. Throwing on 3rd. Goff. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
Here's Johnny Hacker now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. New York ready to go again offensively. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at the 20. The drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. And he's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
Second and 9 now from the 21. Back to throw. Jones. They'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. And great yardage here all the way deep into Los Angeles territory. A big play there on the catch and run. 59 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
So the field flips here as they'll go to work at the 20 now on 1st and 10. Freeman. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. The excellent play last time is followed by a much more routine gain of 3.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
And now a 10th carry for Freeman. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line.
They just keep trying, but so far, finding no room for him to run.
None whatsoever. In fact, you run the numbers. He's under 3 yards a carry at the moment. The Giants on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 5. Operating from the gun, Jones. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. A 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Giants have taken the lead. Gano for the extra point. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. So the drive there, 5 plays, 80 yards. And it was finished off by a touchdown by the New York Giants. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Getting set to go again here, Robert Woods marches back onto the field. Looking down at the stats here, realizing he has no catches. They've targeted him twice, but no catches. So how do they get him more involved, Charles?
You make sure he touches it on routes that he likes to run. Maybe even run a reverse or some type of a jet sweep so he gets his hands on the ball and get him active and involved in the game. You just try and find ways to get him going, and it doesn't have to be something that's big downfield.
Maybe kind of like in basketball, just a shooter seeing the ball go through, you get him a rep, get him more comfortable.
I agree with that totally. Maybe set that solid screen and give him an easy look.
Well, to this point, no catches. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive, 1st down.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a 1st down.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Going to run the sweep here. This is Cup. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Well, they gave up a few yards there, but all in all, I think it's a pretty nice job defensively against the jet sweep. If they don't slow him up, he might take it to the house, so they'll take that play every time on the defensive side of the ball.
On 2nd down, it's Brown. And he's going to get this pretty close to the 1st down marker at the Giants' 42. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
So the drive takes them into Giants territory now, 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. From the gun, here's Goff. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Robert Woods, former USC man, the intended target, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Now it's Goff. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
The Rams on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. Out of the gun, Goff.
Got an open man, finding Jefferson.
And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 29-yard line.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
On 1st and 10, Goff. Gets this into the hands of the tight end, Higbee. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another 1st.
Up into the last 5 weeks of the 2019 season, if you had said, who is Tyler Higbee, you might have got some blank stares back. But down the stretch, only Julio Jones and Michael Thomas had more targets in the final month of the 2019 season. A breakout year for Tyler Higbee. He expects to continue those types of numbers and beyond going forward.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. That's complete right around the 8. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Second down from the 8. They can get a 1st down by reaching the 5.
Again, Goff. And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. Robert Woods from Jared Goff. And the Rams are an extra point away from tying up this football game.
Certainly there are good things about quick strike offenses that score fast, but a long drive can also work to your advantage as well.
In so many ways, Brandon, because number one, you get them tired, but the big one is mentally. They can't figure out how to slow you down, how to get off the field, how to get the ball back. They go to the bench wondering, what are we going to do next time in order to stop those guys?
Out for the PAT, here's Sloman.
And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. So a nice drive put together there. They go 75 yards in 9 plays. And the result for the Rams, a touchdown. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away.
That'll be taken about a yard deep. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25.
The New York set to take the field.
And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
They're coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. They'll run with Freeman here to begin the drive. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. On the stop was Aaron Donald.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Now a carry for the shifty Dion Lewis. And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33.
I thought that was a good call. Passing situation on 2nd down. They hit him with the draw instead and pick up nice yardage.
Yeah, because the draw, they're thinking pass when they see that initially defensively, right?
But you know, in today's NFL, most of the time on 2nd and long, when it's a passing situation, pass rushers are on the field and they're only thinking one thing, get to the quarterback. And oftentimes you can bypass him with a running play.
And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. It's a first down following a gain of 3.
I haven't met a football team yet that runs the ball successfully that doesn't talk about having an attitude to be a running football team, right? You got to be able to put your nose in there, smell where the first down sticks are, and get there.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now it's Freeman. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Good yardage there on 1st down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down play.
Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. A reminder coming up here at halftime. We'll ship you off to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman will have first-half highlights and analysis from a back-and-forth first half that we've seen. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit. Even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Fair catch taken right at the 10-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return. And the Rams will be backed up deep to begin the drive as they take over 1st and 10.
L.A. set to take over again on offense.
And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Well, a throw to the middle, and he's got it to start the drive. And brought down, but not before they're able to get it up to the 25. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. 1st down.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Now a 1st down throw. Goff. And he can't get away from the pressure the Giants get there. Give the sack to Blake Martinez. And they brought the pressure there just right up the gut, didn't they?
Yeah, they certainly did. And, you know, when you've got so many different responsibilities as an offensive line, you got to deal with the nose tackle, the two defensive tackles or ends, and then sometimes you just can't account for everyone. The linebacker slipped free.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Goff now looking to throw. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. So Goff, he'll try to refocus after the sack. The Rams now set up with a tough one, a 3rd and long. Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe with a run. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Here's Johnny Hacker now as he's on to punt for L.A. Oh, and now some space to operate. That'll be a 50-yard punt with 8 on the return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out. So
we've hit halftime all even at 14 apiece. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to an abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. But they are all even to this point. So to see if either side can pull away, let's get you right back out to Brandon and Charles for the start of the second half.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. To get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard.
Takes this about 5 yards deep, and the half will begin with a touchback. Back on offense, New York gets set to take over.
First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Evan Ingram was the intended target, and now it's second down.
Well, CD, taking a step back, we're 2 weeks into the season, and you already kind of get the sense that teams are beginning to separate themselves. If you look at the 2-0 teams, and remember, 62% of 2-0 teams ultimately make the playoffs. But Baltimore, Kansas City, Green Bay, Seattle, just to name a few, they look really good.
They certainly do, and in a lot of ways, those are the teams that we expected to be 2-0 at this part of the season. I mean, it's no major surprise. But how about Arizona being 2-0 as well? People talked about them getting better in the offseason. I don't know how many of us thought they'd beat San Francisco in the opener. They did. Then they jumped on Washington this week, and they are 2-0 as well.
Now, on the other side of the spectrum, we know the not good news about teams that start 0-2. The Giants and the Jets both there, Detroit, Cincinnati. So, again, maybe some more predictable names.
Certainly, they are predictable. Again, not a surprise for most of them, although many thought Detroit would be improved at this point. But how about a team that's 0-2 that went through a little bit of a difficult offseason like the rest of us, but even more so because of players being gone? How about Houston being 0-2 right now? They won the division last year. I think that's a little bit unexpected right now, even though they had a tough opening schedule with Kansas City and Baltimore. We just saw a nice example of why teams often bring in baseball guys to teach quarterbacks how to slide in key situations. You want to protect your franchise guy. Make sure he doesn't get hurt. He did exactly that on that play. A perfect slide to avoid the big hit and pick up a first down.
3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10.
This is Freeman. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. They had 3 tight ends in on that set, and they were really good at blocking for their running back.
And give them a lot of credit because in football nowadays, tight ends coming out of college often don't block very often. These guys have really developed into superior blockers, and that's why they use them in this formation so often.
First and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look.
Here's Freeman. And he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28.
Well, from an offensive perspective, that was a tough run because he only picked up 3 yards. Well, let's flip it over to the defensive side. They now have the advantage. 3 3-yard gains, that means they're punting the ball likely on 4th down. That's what you're looking for when you're playing defense.
On 2nd and 7, Jones got an open man. It's Ratley.
He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
From the red zone now, they'll lift a throw. They'll get this one into the hands of Lewis. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
To throw again on 2nd down. Jones caught right side, Tate. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage back at the 17. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
A field goal would get them the lead, but that's not what they're shooting for as they come up on 3rd down. From the gun, Jones. And that will be incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
on 4th down. On is Graham Gano for the Giants field goal.
From the right hash, just a 34-yard attempt. And the 11-year veteran bangs it through. And the Giants are off now to a 3-0 lead. Well, they don't get a touchdown here on the opening drive of the third quarter, but I think maybe you still say mission accomplished as they come away with the lead.
No, absolutely. You keep the pressure on, right? You go downfield, get some points up on the board, and hope that you've motivated your defense to take the field and hold that lead.
After knocking through the field goal, here's Gano back out there now for the kickoff.
That's fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
Getting set to go again here, Robert Woods marches back onto the field. He's hoping to take what has been a good game here and make it a great game. So far, solid, and we're still in the third quarter.
And there's nothing wrong with solid. You want to be that. You want to be reliable. You want to be a guy that puts your team in a position to have a chance to win. And that's what we're seeing from him. And there's also that added element that maybe it can become a little bit more as this game goes on.
He'll try to make it more here on this drive. Goff will lead the Rams up here 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll throw left side to start out. That's complete. Now he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Handing it off to Brown. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Robert Woods, the intended receiver that time. But it's going to be 2nd down.
Well, let's go back to the start of the season talk, Charles. We talked about some 2-0 and 0-2 teams. You mentioned Arizona, maybe a good surprise. Houston, a bad surprise. Any other teams a surprise at this point to you?
Well, I think that I would look at the Los Angeles Rams right out of the gate. At home against Dallas, opening their new stadium. Many thought Dallas would go out west and beat them. That didn't happen. Then how about the Rams going on the road this week and beating Philadelphia, and decisively? This looks like a Rams team that finished 9-7 last year. It has designs on challenging for the division title. And one other team I would throw in there is a little bit of a surprise, just by how it's gone down. How about Atlanta? I know it's tough against Seattle, tough against Dallas. Seattle was at home, but they got jumped on by Seattle. And in the Dallas game, they just gave away. That's a team that should be at worst 1-1 right now. Now looking at 0-2 and have a lot of questions. And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then of course they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
A couple of 1st downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on 1st down. Here's Goff. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Well, CD, unfortunately some somber news across the league in Week 2 coming from New England Patriots running back James White, because his parents were in a car crash and his father Tyrone, captain of the Miami-Dade Police Department, passed away in that accident, and his mother Lisa also sustained critical injuries. So it was obviously a tough one. James White did not play in the game on Sunday, but we did see the outpouring of support from around the National Football League and how this really is one big family.
Yeah, he was really embraced, as you mentioned, by the National Football League. We saw social posts from plenty of players around the league, including Tom Brady, former teammate of his with the New England Patriots. We saw an outpouring in terms of, other guys around the league. J.J. Watt, who played with him in college at Wisconsin. And not only that, how about his own teammates? Devin McCourty scored a touchdown against Seattle. and ran up and told the camera, "Hey, 2-8, we're thinking about you. We love you." And the rest of the guys chimed in from there. And the Patriots organization offered to fly him home on the private jet. He stayed with his team, stayed in their embrace, and now he has to go and face the difficult task of saying goodbye to his dad and tending to his mom. But he's going to have plenty of support from around the league, from the Patriots, and, of course, his own family.
And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Now Goff. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
I remember covering Robert Woods in college at USC, and consistent was the word that was always used about him. Maybe we should have added dependable as well. Over 1,100 yards each of the last 2 seasons. This guy studied to be an NFL wide receiver while in college and has carried that over to the NFL. A pro's pro. This guy plays as hard as anyone in the league.
No gain at all on the play there, and that brings up 4th.
I know you've got a baseball background, right?
A little bit. Started in minor league ball.
Yeah, you did some of that, right? What do they do when they do the signals? An indicator, right?
Tells you whether it goes or not, yeah.
Yeah, whether the play's on or not. How about the indicators offensive linemen give when they're getting ready to run a screen pass? And if those get red, well, we just saw that there, didn't we?
No gain.
No gain. Deciphered it and finished the play off.
Now Sam Sloman is on. From the left hash, it's a 42-yard attempt. And this one is right through. And that will tie things at 17-all. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone and get you 6?
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The Giants offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Out of the gun, he'll throw. He's going to let one fly for Tate. It's caught inside the 25. It's a big-time play there for the G-men. 51 yards.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Looking to throw. Jones. Looking for Tate, and it's intercepted. Picked off down near the 5. Past the 10 to the 11-yard line, and that's where the return stops. Well, they thought they were going to break the tie. The defense had other plans. They were already in field goal range, But boom, an interception.
I don't know if this was a case of being a little bit too greedy with the opportunity to put points on the board, but give credit to the guys on the defensive side. Hung in there, battled, and made a key play.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. And at least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
On 2nd and 7, Goff, a quick pass to Cup. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
This is Brown on the draw play. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, partner, I don't think it's any secret that any running back wants to be able to see a hole open so that he can gallop through it. But in this case, he had to slow down. There was really no hole there, and he took a big hit in order to get that 1 yard.
On 2nd and 9, Goff incomplete. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Goff. And the giant rush gets home as down he goes. And there they bring pressure from the inside, and they get home.
Yeah, hard to block everyone, isn't it? And on this play, someone did not get blocked. He's the one who got home.
Here's Johnny Hacker now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. We'll call that a 49-yard punt with a return of just 2. And out will come the offense as they take over. Possession of the football going back over to the Giants. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at their own 27. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
Here's 2nd and 9. Operating from the gun, Jones. It's brought in left side by Tate. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
The Rams go nickel here defensively on third. From the gun, Jones. And that is incomplete. Here's Riley Dixon now as he's on to punt for New York. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. Going to be a 39-yard punt, no return, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line, and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs, and that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
Back now here on EA Sports. All even as we get ready to start the fourth. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. To throw is Goff. They got a man over the middle. It's Woods. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A gain there of 12 yards and a 1st down L.A.
But when you think of the Rams and their passing game, sometimes Robert Woods gets overlooked. But if I told you he led the team in targets for the last 2 years and had 139 last year, would you be surprised? Probably. But now with Brandon Cooks gone from the roster, they'll look in his direction maybe even more. And I just love the intensity that he plays the game with.
And this is incomplete.
That was a nice job defensively of disguising their coverage and making it difficult for the quarterback to lock in on a receiver. And it results in an incomplete pass.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. To the air again. Goff under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. Dexter Lawrence. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. Boy, he came in off the edge so quickly there.
Look out, because that's exactly what it was being shouted by the offensive lineman to his quarterback, because he had no chance to block him.
So Goff, he'll try to refocus after the sack. The Rams now set up with a tough one, a 3rd and long. A shotgun snap for Goff. That's complete to his tight end, Higbee. And he'll get it out to midfield. They'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, the big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad. And back onto the field now comes Devontae Freeman. And as the numbers show, he really wasn't in the mix at the beginning, but they've got him in the rotation now, and it's proved a good move.
And that's what happens when you're a good player. There's a lot more attention drawn to you. And it's obvious that they had him in their game plan on defense, not letting him get off to a good start, but he's found a way so far here in the second half.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Excellent job by their defense to force the punt and provide them with this opportunity, all tied in the 4th quarter. 7 yards the pickup there.
They really love to get him into one-on-one opportunities, and this is one way. Work him out of the slot and create a mismatch. Who's going to cover him? Corner, safety, linebacker? He's got a way to beat all of those positions.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Now Freeman, he's been busy today. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard. Again, they'll run with Freeman. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26. Just enough to get the first down there with a 1-yard pickup.
I think I saw a lot of shoulders just drop there. And what I mean by that is they finally were able to relax a little bit because that was an important play call. They needed to pick up that first down at this stage of the game.
Yeah, couldn't afford another quick drive and out. On the draw, this will be Freeman. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So some holding over on the left side of that O-line.
And I know for the guys trying to move those big defensive people, they'd love for them to stay in one spot, but they move around so quick and so fast that sometimes you just have to grab them.
Here's Jones. From the gun, he'll throw. And he's got his man on the out route. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
Jones, off play action. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. The Giants on 3rd down. They're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. This is 3rd and 11. Operating from the gun, Jones. And Tate's got it. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a first down.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on 3rd down that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a first down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. Now Lewis here on 1st down. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Jones finds his tight end Ingram. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 40. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
And partner, in a tie game in the fourth quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars, and he came through with a nice catch right there.
So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10, right at the 40. From the gun, Jones. Caught, right side, it's Lewis. That catch good for only a couple. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys on plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, when you talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So their ability to move is practiced now. It's not necessarily, oh, he just took off and you guys figure it out. When he takes off, everyone knows where to go now. They know how to run routes, change things, make themselves presentable for the quarterback. It's a lot of time that they put in on it. It's not just your static 1, 2, 3, this is where the ball goes anymore.
The Giants on 3rd down. They've converted 5 times in their many chances thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Operating from the gun. Jones. Over the middle, complete to Tate. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. That good for 6 as they keep this drive right on rolling.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. Jones now throwing on 1st down. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3. Back to the running game. It's Freeman. And he stopped immediately there. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
And he's going to have a 1st down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another 1st down. Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defensive side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He hits his target. It's the tight end, Toilolo. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. A 20th carry now for Freeman. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. And trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Incomplete. He had his hands on it, but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
Coverage was awfully tight there on 3rd down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. Gano's kick is good. And the Giants are off now to a 3-0 lead. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
After knocking through the field goal, here's Gano back out there now for the kickoff. This will make it into the end zone. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. The Rams offense now making their way out to take over. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this fourth quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game. Goff will lead the Rams up here 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. He'll set up to throw from the gun. He'll get this one to Kupp, complete. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Out of the gun. Goff. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Fortunate to get that football back because trailing here in the second half, last thing they needed was to lose the possession.
And the word I think of here is opportunity, because it could have been lost there, their chance to score points. But the opportunity for the defense was to go ahead and really close this game down if they were able to get possession.
So possession still theirs, but now they face a 3rd down.
From the gun, here's Goff. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Offensively lucky they're able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
1 score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. So it's Rams football here as we get you reset. This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. They go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line. New York ready to go again offensively. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a 1st down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively they burn it here with 1:51 left.
Ball on the 8. It's 2nd and 4.
Freeman again. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. And they'll indeed take a knee. Second and goal from the 6 this time. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to set up a 3rd and goal.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around the training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
The old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach? He's in big trouble. Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right? Just us against the world and get it done. How happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something. And they did in this one. So a victory here for the men in blue, the New York Giants, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the 4th quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. From Los Angeles, so long, everybody.